proud of at the moment, and a manager they love. And this place, when it's an evening game like this, it rocks.
Massive support here as well, and Martin's given them a sense of purpose. You can see the scenes there. The big time, it's coming back to Villa. It's been a long time.
Unanimous, you all expect Villa to make the final?
Yes. Yes.
Okay, it's Aston Villa versus Blackburn Rovers for a place in the final of the Carling Cup. Our commentators here at Villa Park are Mark Bright and Jonathan Pearce.
Thanks very much, Gary. Good evening, everyone. On a cold, dampish Villa Park night, there's nothing as certain as the uncertainty of cup competition. Aston Villa do hold the upper hand in this tie. Only two clubs in the 50 years of League Cup history have won the semi-final first leg away, but failed to reach the final. West Ham in 1972 and Tottenham 23 years ago. Villa are unbeaten in 10 semi-final matches in major competition on this ground since Chelsea beat them in the 65 League Cup as well, and they haven't lost against Blackburn in 6 meetings. They were the better side in the first leg when that man's third League Cup goal in his last 5 ties won it, and Ashley Young there and Gabiag Bon Lahore had chances to put the tie way beyond Blackburn. But Rovers fans know that 2010 has already seen its cup shocks. Leeds went to Manchester United with little chance and won. Reading went to Liverpool and created another giant, killing both of those in the FA Cup. Sam Allardyce knows what it takes to win a semi-final in this. His Bolton beat Villa to reach the 2004 final. And Niko Kalanic's 2 first-leg efforts against the post showed that there could still be scares tonight. Martin O'Neill will send his team out to win the game. He always does. They revert to the side that won the first leg 6 days ago. It means Brad Guzan, who played in all of their cup ties this season, returns in goal. And Brad Friedel, man of the match in his League Cup final triumph for Blackburn Rovers back in 2002, I think it was, when he was a star in the final, reverts to the bench. No Carew and Rio Coca in the squad. They have knee and ankle injuries and both miss out tonight. Martin O'Neill's side, incapable really of defending in a game like this. They will go for a victory. He's featured in 6 League Cup finals. He's won 2 as a player with Forest and 2 as manager of Leicester. He'll use the memory of 2 beaten finals, though, one with both of those clubs, to make his players aware of what will linger longer in their minds should they lose this. It's Villa's tie to throw away, and he knows the importance of tangible silverware to a side that is growing and improving. Well, I'm not too sure whether you're seeing the starting lineups tonight, but as I say, as far as Blackburn Rovers are concerned, Guzan back in goal. As far as Villa concerned, Guzan back in goal. As far as Blackburn are concerned, 2 changes from the first leg. Jive sat out the Ewood defeat. Olsen came on as sub. He gives them pace on the left and allows Pedersen, interestingly, to move inside, Mark, where he can be so creative.
I just wonder about you look at the spine of the team, Jonathan, that's what most people look at, and you're thinking, Collins and Dunn, Petrov, Milner, Heskey, Agbonlahor, lots of experience there. And then you come up against Blackburn, you're thinking Samba, Nelson, nice and strong. Pedersen and Nzonzi, just a little bit of inexperience. Dunn, who I like, Kalinic, who I thought played really well in the second half. And but you know what? Sometimes the innocence of youth can turn it around.
The referee we saw, Martin Atkinson. He's been in charge of Villa's finest moments this season at Liverpool and Manchester United. And it will be Blackburn Rovers, an ageing squad, 10 of the 27 who are over 30, who get us off and underway, kicking from right to left. And the first header away was by Cuellar. Jive on the left-hand side, backing up young Martin Olsen. May well test the pace of the Spanish centre-back, playing his football at right-back tonight. He's had such a good season and has caught the eye of the Spanish national management too. Olsen in towards Dunn, such a creative player. He missed a penalty here though in the FA Cup defeat at the start of the month. And Guzan had to nip in. He's done so well in cup ties for them this season. He was the hero of their penalty shootout victory at Sunderland.
Absolutely was. It's nice that Martinelli gives him the chance and opportunity.
I think he'll stay in the final should they get there. Big American goalkeeper of Samba. Aston Villa failed to put away the game against West Ham here at the weekend, and that's something that Martin O'Neill says his team have to work on. It's all very well being known as a fine footballing team, he says, but they also have to have the killer edge. And that is a rangy effort from James Collins.
Just inside the first couple of minutes. Hardly testing the goalkeeper. I think it was Alan Shearer said just before the game, you know, Blackburn can afford to be patient. I think the second half they had a real go at Villa. You know, obviously hitting the woodwork and pulling off, making the goalkeeper pull off a couple of good saves. You know, it doesn't have to be, you don't have to go gun-ho and go and look for an early goal and show a little bit of patience. But the second half was pulsating, and I just thought it's just enough to give them hope for the second leg.
Collins with Pedersen pressurising him. And it will be Pedersen's job, along with that of Dunn, to get up in support of Kalinic. This is Olsen, who's suffered already one semi-final heartache in the last 12 months in the European under-21s. England beat his Swedish side. Downing, who's been in such fine form since recovering from injury, he was looking for Agbon Lahore, and immediately Aston Villa springing from deep inside their own half mark, as we knew they would do to counter.
Just got pace in the team, haven't they? You know, both wings and down the middle as well.
And they look for Ashley Young. Just wonder, you know, they saw chances in the first leg. Late on, he had one to sew it all up.
They had plenty of chances, didn't they? You know, you could argue that Blackburn hitting the post a couple of times. It could well have been a draw, but this is crucial. This is semi-final. You have to take those chances. And what you're hoping from Sam Allardyce's obviously position is, can you create the opportunities again? And this time, maybe, just maybe, they'll go in.
There was a touch on by Nzonzi, looking for Kalinic. He was unlucky in that first leg. Looks as if he will score goals when he does get a run in the side, but it wasn't a good ball into the penalty area.
I've just proven there, lovely little touch. You know, drop of the shoulder. You're thinking once she's gone past Dunn there, just have a go at the far post. Get your foot around it, have a shot. He's only on the edge of the 18-yard box.
Well, £6 million. Kalinic's 3 goals this season have come in competitions, 2 in this. And this is Collins. Away goals could come into play. They would count double at the end of 120 minutes. Poor ball out by Cuellar. Has been much improved though this season, but just a few nerves there. This is Dunn. He sat on the bench at the weekend, so he comes into this match as fresh as he could be. He's been so injury plagued. That's Collins out towards Agbon Lahore with Samba tucked up behind him at 6'5".
It's the last place he wants the ball, isn't it? Launched up in the air.
He scored the opening goal against Villa in the league at Ewood Park this season. Blackburn won it 2-1. And this is done.
Deflection.
It's a corner.
Yeah. I think that took a deflection off Dunn, captain. Good link-up play, expecting David Dunn just to make the runs off the front man. Just link up around the edge of the 18-yard box there. Just taking a little deflection.
And this is where they will be dangerous at set pieces. Samba and Nelson are ambling forward. Both of them scored at the weekend in the victory against Fulham. Nelson is having his best scoring season from the back. Guzan had to pour at it, and he was under real pressure. He's a big man, Guzan, in that Aston Villa goal, and he was under pressure there.
Good in swinging corner, surrounded by lots of bodies there. Doesn't really get a great touch on it, just sort of tips it away as opposed to punching it clear.
Listen then with the throw for Blackburn. It was Collins who got the touch. Petrov, the Aston Villa captain, who gets it away. Nelson balloons the clearance. Competitive and sound, and consistent defender. Had a bit of a nightmare against Villa the other year. I remember he was sent off, gave away a penalty against them. Away by Gaël Givet, the experienced Frenchman. There's Olsen, gave it away to Petrov, whose form at Aston Villa has grown better over the last couple of years, and he is now such an important part of this side. It's given away there rather cheaply by Downing. Petrov has it back again, and here's Cuellar. There's an expected buzz every time Aston Villa pick up the ball. And the starters red-hot favourites for this. And here's Agbonlahor. Down to take on Chimbonda. And an early test for Paul Robinson.
I think you can just hear the microphones pick up the shouts there. I think from the bench, take him on, take him on. That's exactly what Downing did. Faced with a one-on-one, Chimbonda. What you want to do? This is what I want my winger to do. Go past him and deliver. I think he's just floated up too easily. It's comfortable for the keeper.
Time once again for Petrov in the midfield, who's looking for Agbonlahor, who just strayed offside. On downfield, the assistant referee, spotting that one of the fastest forwards in the Premier League had just gone too early. It was an easy decision to make.
Good play from Samba. He knows Chimbonda's in front of him because you can see that. His last man just steps up.
Got a good scoring record against Blackburn. Agbonlahor 4 in his last 4 games against them. And once again, this will test the Villa defence in the air. Dunrose, what a good season he's having in claret and blue. Edged out by Petrov. Agbonlahor back to him. And this is Emerton, the Australian. Chimbonda, who's won 1 League Cup and lost another final. Samba, on the top of your picture there, is just shaking his head. He took a knock. And it's aimed forward towards Olsen. His pace is creating 1 or 2 problems. He may have handballed that.
Yes.
It's a corner kick to Blackburn, though.
Appealed some all around him from the Villa defenders there. A few arms went in the air. I think this is Samba just having a swing at that. His toe poked off his toe. You can just see there, asking the referee just to have a look. They're surrounding Kuzan, making him feel uncomfortable.
Dunn will take the corner for Blackburn. Nelson's in at the near post, again goes on, we're surrounded, and Blackburn Rovers are level in the tie, and Kalinic does get the goal that Sam Allardyce said he would score. He scored here in the FA Cup at the start of the month, and he has levelled the tie for Blackburn Rovers. 1-0 to Rovers on the night.
Wow, great delivery. Under lots of pressure, Kuzan comes, doesn't get anywhere near it, and as you see, Kalinic heads it. I think if Warnock, it just goes in off the back of his head into the net, but you have to say that Kuzan comes nowhere near it. The goal's empty, players on each post. It's in the back of the net, exactly what Blackburn wanted. First 10 minutes.
Deflected in off the head of a former Blackburn Rovers player, but Kalinic will claim the goal. Martin O'Neill yesterday was saying they had to focus on the job to be done tonight and not even think of playing at Wembley Stadium. And you just got the feel from 1 or 2 supporters, not the Villa camp, definitely not the Villa camp, but you got the feeling from 1 or 2 supporters here that the job was already done. Olsen away. We really have a tie on our hands now.
Blackburn have moved the ball around pretty well. The couple of set pieces they've had, they put the goalkeeper under pressure. As I said, he didn't deal with the first one very well. He didn't come and punch. He just tipped it away. I know he got it away from the danger area, but it doesn't breed confidence in the defence.
Downing. Now here's Collins. Petrov. There's Warnock available on the left-hand side, but it's through the middle to Ashley Young, who goes down. And he was flagged anyway for offside, I think.
I just wonder what Blackburn do now. This is Gabriel Agbonlahor down at the near. Minimal, isn't it? Just the wrong side, colliding with Give. But do Blackburn now just do they change their tactics? You can just, we saw in Zonzi, he's just sitting in front of the back four. Dunn has dropped in to make a 5 across the middle, and then obviously just Kalinic up front on his own. And I just wonder if the players are confident enough to keep pressing forward, try and get some more set pieces.
On by the tall and Zonzi. Blackburn's changes tonight have certainly reaped dividends for Sam Allardyce, and they'll have a long throw here from Pedersen, who has scored in the League Cup semi-final before us against Manchester United 4 years ago. And those 7 unsuccessful semis for Blackburn away there. By Heskey, suspicion of a handball, play on, and then Petrov wanted to get the ball out and set up a Villa break, and he was impeded by Olsen.
He was as well. Ashley Young's down this right-hand side. And I think if he gets all that ball there, Petrov feeds Young. As we know, Villa, lots of pace going forward. Just watch here, just there's the little pull back from Olsen.
Sam a little bit hesitant. He looked for communication from Nelson and didn't really get a solid shout. Now this is Pedersen. Looks for Olsen, and he really is testing Cuellar. Dunn mops up, as he has done so often since moving to Aston Villa for Manchester City.
Well, turned defensive to attack there, Blackburn, move the ball down the pitch quite quickly. You have to say from the opening sort of 10 minutes or so, you know, Blackburn have played the better football. I mean, more composed in possession. They've used the ball better when they've had hold of it. Villa yet to get going.
Incredible that Richard Dunn, in 14 years, has never played in a semi-final. Quarter-final, this the furthest he's ever gone before this season. Away by Cuellar. Again, a little bit of misunderstanding with Ryan Nelson. Forward from the New Zealand captain. And by Olsen, it'll drop here to Dunn. It's all Blackburn in the early moments. Back it comes Emerton. Richard Dunn, fantastically brave as ever. And now Downing. Terrific excitement in the opening exchanges. Here's Downing, looking for Ashley Young, pulling away from Give. Nelson may well have been impeded by Agbonlahor. The referee saw nothing. Ashley Young trying to get the cross in, but with Olsen, of course, Blackburn are double banked really on their left-hand side to cope with the threat of Ashley Young, because Olsen has the speed to get back and cover with Give. But this will be a long throw in by Carlos Cuellar. In towards Emil Heskey. On for Agbonlahor. Robinson came, a big punch was needed and provided. Richard Dunn.
That's
Cuellar misunderstood it.
Yeah. First thing Paul Robinson's had to do, and I think very similar to Guzan down the other end, when he came, big punch, distance, height, clears defence. This is Dunn here. If he just takes that ball in his path, I think he gets caught with the back foot of Richard Dunn. He tries to just fake it, come inside. And I think it's a penalty. I think he dragged his foot. What great second block from Richard Dunn.
And Martin Atkinson, the referee, had a clear view of the incident anyway, and I think got it right. He's having a very good season. This will be some result for Blackburn, if they can pull it off. This is Petrov when Stoke turned their tie against West Ham, having lost the first leg at home. It went to a replay, and likewise Arsenal against Tottenham in '87, having lost at Highbury. Once more, a replay was needed before the days when two-legged semi-finals were decided over the two legs. And Blackburn with a diagonal look for Olsen. Cuellar was there with him, it's not yet away. Here's Kalinic to take on Collins. And Blackburn are causing real problems, and it's another corner kick.
Well, Olsen's pace is just causing a problem to stay on this left-hand side. Great diagonal, he's on the way there. I say Cuellar, I'm not sure he knows where he is. He's the wrong side as the defender. Gets a little bit lucky with that header. And then here, another good block, I'd say. James Collins.
Aston Villa having to throw bodies in for the cause to stay in the competition at the moment because they're rocking. Such a shame Dunn's career has been riddled with injuries. Samba again with a great height. Nelson is in there once more. Villa were disturbed by the set piece. And Zonzi. Edison will throw long. Blackburn, 3 defeats in their last 4 games, only 1 win in 13 matches in normal time. They beat Chelsea on penalties. There was just a little nudge by Samba on Heskey, I think it was initially.
Saying to the referee, what? Not too much in that. He's just battling to get a jumping position. What's going through his mind now? And when you play a two-leg semi-final, after that first result, if you're behind, you know exactly what you have to do. You've got to come out the blocks, firing all cylinders, put the team under pressure, try and get yourself back in it. If you're in front, you know, you don't need to go chase that goal. It's always an awkward one, having been behind in the one live position.
O'Neill was beaten as a player in the final of this against Wolves in 1980 and as a manager of Leicester against Tottenham in 1999. This is Emerton. And Chimbonda. Good football again by Blackburn. This is Emerton. Clever passing. Working the space, and Zonzi, who is anchoring the midfield to let more creative players have freedom ahead of him, but it wasn't a good pass to Givet.
Good possession football from Blackburn, moving the ball, you see, from one side of the pitch to the other. Just like miss pass there. And Zonzi, unnecessary. I expected Villa to keep possession a lot better than this.
Ski on. Out by Samba. Edison had a look, realised that Petrov was coming, and Zonzi, again, a good touch on the 21-year-old Frenchman. He's one of only 7 players, Mark, 25 or under in the Blackburn squad. That is a concern. They need the finance from this competition and a run in Europe to bring in younger players. This is Warnock. And Collins. Cuellar in for Petrov. Milner, good ball. Ashley Young. Harrison's challenge wasn't exactly wholehearted. This is Cuellar and Petrov. Downing. Into Agbon Lahore, Samba clears away. In towards Agbon Lahore, out by Samba. Collins. For Ashley Young. What do you make of Ashley Young's season?
Yeah, he hasn't got going, has he? You know, just doesn't find that form that he had last year. 3 goals this season. Just slipped out of the ratings with England as well. But when he gets the ball, you can see straight away up against Olsen before he can get to Give.
Here's Agbon Lahore. Samba. And now Olsen. A frustrating evening so far for Aston Villa, who've had success before in this competition. There's one of their former managers, Graham Taylor. Also here tonight, Ron Atkinson, who was manager of the side that beat Manchester United in 1994. His namesake, Daniel Atkinson, scoring, and Dean Saunders getting a couple. One of the managers to lift the trophy for Aston Villa. Joe Mercer, they were the first ever winners. And Ron Saunders, and Brian Little. Now, a little error by Olsen. There's Young. And Petrov. Cuellar. Warnock. Back to Downing. A more central position. Cuellar. Milner pursued by Nzonzi. Warnock, a little bit of space now. Downing having come into a more central position. Nelson got a touch on it. Hamilton ducked away slightly from Downing before bringing in Pedersen. And once again, Blackburn looking to break down the left-hand side with Olsen, who has been impressive so far. Midway through the first half. 1-0 to Blackburn. Collins clears. Nelson first to it. Here's Milner. Once again, the crowd rises. Heskey. Milner, chance here for Aston Villa. He's caught in 2 minds, I think. Should he have taken it alone, or should he have slipped through the pass to Agbon Lahore, and in the end the pass had too much weight?
Well, Agbon Lahore's coming towards him. Ashley Young's going down the line, and he gets caught in between the 2 of them. That's the man responsible. And when that ball comes in for the corner, you're expecting your defenders to challenge. Here we go, doesn't get off the ground, he virtually ducks, turns his back on the ball. I know the goalkeeper, you can see the goalkeeper coming, but you know, keep your eye on the ball, you never know.
Should the goalkeeper have got there?
The goalkeeper's definitely got to get there. You know, if he calls and he comes, usually the defenders just sort of protect him by blocking off the strikers and allow him to punch. But on that occasion there, Warnock just sort of like hunches his shoulders as if to say, well, it's your ball.
He's had such a good season in cup competition as well. Well, against Samuel Heskey.
Looks like he jumps early to me. It's going to be a battle there, isn't it? Christopher Samba, 6'4". Heskey jumps early, I think it's just his left arm.
Looking for a bit of history, Emil Heskey. He's won this competition on 4 occasions. Ian Rush has 5 wins. Ian Rush and Kenny Dalglish have 5 final appearances. He scored against Blackburn, for Leicester and Liverpool, for Birmingham and for Wigan. Again, Blackburn directing through to Pedersen, who once again was up in support of Kalinic. Villa haven't been able really to deal with his movement yet.
Well, Villa haven't got hold of the ball. For me, the midfield players, Milner and Petrov, have got to come and receive the ball off the back 4 to get the whole thing started. They're getting dominated.
Again, it's Pedersen running into space. Kalinic, Olsen's got into the more central position. Villa are in trouble here. In comes across Olsen, brilliant save, parry, Kalinic, 2-0 to Blackburn Rovers. They went into the tie behind. They've turned it on its head. He's knocked Villa out at this stage before. Is he going to do it again, Sam Allardyce? Aston Villa 0, Blackburn Rovers 2, and Martin O'Neill's game plan is shredded by Kalinic.
Drama, great counter-attacking football. Kalinic just starts the move there, Good little ball in here, good header from Olsen. That's all that the goalkeeper can do. But what you're expecting then is, can your defenders get there first and help you out? Great delivery in, point blank save. Now you need someone to clear it. No, Kalinic gets the tap in. I mean, I thought last week when he hit the post, a couple of times you're thinking, well, if they go in, he's a different player. You know, he's proved what he can do with a couple of chances tonight. And really, you have to say it's no more than Blackburn deserve. They've been very positive, they've moved the ball around really well. And you know, Aston Villa, the home team, haven't created a chance.
Some call Kalinic the new Davor Shuker. Well, those are big boots to fill, but he has 2 goals. And as I said earlier, he also scored here in the FA Cup. And the yellow card for Milner shows Aston Villa's frustrations are growing.
Well, you know, my biggest, when I looked at the teams, I was thinking, well, can Milner and Petrov dominate, you know, Pedersen and Nzonzi? You know, because Pedersen and Nzonzi, younger players, a little bit more inexperienced. But, you know, it's the Blackburn midfield have run the game for me. They've moved the ball, as I said, from side to side into the striker and back. And Villa just haven't started well, not positively for me.
High by Robinson, looking for Sam, but underneath it was done. He's been dreaming of the final. Again, they look for Kalinic. I mean, Heskey back defending. Don't forget, away goals do not count double until the end of extra time, but it cannot go to penalties tonight now. Up towards Collins and away. Now this is Ward, in towards Heskey. Aston Villa staring down the barrels of defeat here. Down, brings in Cuellar. And they still have the flair players to turn this tie once again, but it's going to take some doing. And this is Milner. Blackburn just dropping back 2 lines of 4 players. Villa have to come out wide to Cuellar once again. He hasn't got the pace to get beyond Olsen. He has to duck inside. Now veer wide towards Ashley Young, and Chive was there. Warner. There's David Dunn, who's operating now wide on the right-hand side of midfield with only Kalinic up front, really. And Downing finds Warnock again. Milner's drifted into space. Wonder who'd lost Milner momentarily, got it down towards Nzonzi. Free kick for the foul by Kalinic on Downing. Here's Heskey.
He's got no support, nobody around him, no midfield player to come and help him. Wide men are not coming in off the line. Isolated.
Cuellar, Collins. Milner. Again, Blackburn quite happy for him to have it there, Mark.
Absolutely. You know, they've got 5 in midfield just in front of him, and then the 4 defenders. They can't get it into the striker's feet. They can't get it to the wide men. They've been cut off. Here now he's got a chance.
Ashley Young. In comes Gosling, Blackburn, it's loose, and it's Warnock. Aston Villa 1, Blackburn 2. He scores against his former side. It's all level on aggregate.
I think they're appealing for a foul. The Blackburn defenders are looking to the assistant. Cross this near side.
I think it might have been Agbon Lahore.
Well, this is what I said. This is the first time they've got him the ball in a little bit of space. Go and close him down to Give. Don't let him put that ball in the danger area. Does Agbon Lahore foul Nelson? Although nobody sees if he does, but Warnock's at the far post to pick up the pieces. On the right side, left-footed player. Back of the net. Well, they're still arguing with the referee now. I think the Blackburn players are incensed in the centre circle.
Martin Atkinson unmoved by the Villa protest, by the Blackburn protest, but there certainly seemed to be contact from Agbon Lahore.
It just looked like 2 players going for the ball to me. Now, whether Agbon Lahore catches the back of Nelson's legs or not, I don't know. but you have to be alert and be alive.
Oh, and here's Akbon Lahore, and that was a foul on Chimbonda.
It's only when the defender gets there first and you got to run across the back of his legs.
2-1 to Blackburn on the night, 2-2 on aggregate, but Blackburn have the extra away goal.
There's the ball down the channel there. You can just see how it just has a little clip. Chimponda. It's minimal, isn't it? As a defender, when you go down like that, you take a chance. If the referee doesn't give it, you leave your defenders a man down.
In 12 semi-final matches on this ground, Aston Villa have only lost once. Away there by Dunn. And here's Ashley Young deep inside his own half. If it stays like this, it would go to extra time. High up towards Kalinic, who's had such a good game. Cuellar. Heskey with the touch on. Samba.
It's good defending.
Wrapped his leg around Akbon Lahore to win it though. Here's Kalinic. Into his first time pass aimed at Pedersen, hit Kalinic, who's touched it back again. And Blackburn, despite Villa's goal, are still quicker to anything that's loose. This is Emerton and Pedersen. Oh, his control wasn't good, but neither was Cuellar's defending initially. Ashley Young. There's a fervent atmosphere about the place. Heskey wins the throw for Aston Villa with the chest trap that forced Nelson to stab in. Aston Villa looking for their first League Cup final since 1996. And their first final in any competition in a decade. Only Liverpool with 7 wins have lifted this competition more often. And this is Samba.
All he needs to do there is just feed that ball out to Chimponda. Christopher Samba, they can keep the ball.
Apart from in the first leg at Ewood Park, Blackburn do have a very good scoring record in this competition. It's the only time they've failed to score in their last 13 ties, and they look capable of scoring more here tonight. Robinson had to react. It was an awkward back pass by Chimbonda. Given that Blackburn haven't won here in their last 6 visits, that Villa have won 5 of those clashes. Given the history of the competition, few people would have seen this scoreline. Blackburn have been well worth it.
Oh, absolutely. Very positive start. Joining the striker, Kalinic, getting players around, moving the ball really well.
Blackburn, I think, would be very unhappy about the Aston Villa goal, about the nudge by Akbon Lahore, and I would imagine that Sam Allardyce would have called to see a replay of it, and will want to see a replay of it as he takes his team into half-time. 11 yawning minutes away. What might happen here? Downing. Samba rose the highest. Olsen up towards Kalinic. Aston Villa a little bit more measured now. Here's Dunn.
Got a foothold in it, haven't they? You can see the defenders have got plenty of time and space on the ball. And what they need to do is link it with the midfield. Link it with the midfield players and try and get it to the wide men. Everything just getting into the front man.
Collins to Ashley Young. Milner's making the forward run. Cuellar. Milner around the corner, and quick to close was Chive. Ashley Young may well have caught Chive on the ground, but it's going to be a yellow card for the defender for the challenge.
Just slightly late. Particularly think there's any malice in it. Mistimed. Ball's there. Yeah, Ashley Young's left ankle catches him on the head on the way down.
Uncontrolled tackle. Yellow card.
The height the Villa have got as well. It's a good opportunity. Downing's got left foot bringing it in towards the keeper.
On the semi-final tie, twist again. Downing's free kick. Good firm header away by Givet. And Warnock. Cuellar over the top. Dunn had stayed forward. Samba's header relieved some of the pressure. And
Well, the flag's gone down the near side. Yeah, I don't know who that was. Could have been Heskey. Richard Dunn coming back. Just coming back from an offside position. Good spot from the lineman.
Came active as soon as he jumped for the ball. Villa came into the game with 7 wins in their last 10 matches, though they'd failed to score against West Ham at the weekend. Givet won back by Cuellar. Interesting, the Aston Villa fans were ready to groan there so early in a game that is richly competitive, and here's Warnock flying. Ashley Young has changed flanks. Agbonlahore's in the middle. Too high for him. Downing was coming in behind.
I don't think Givet spotted him as well. Started off the move. Nearly finished it. Well, this is the ball. You can see Givet gives Ashley Young too much space. Now, you've got to watch the challenge there. Well, Agbonlahore looks like he pushes, doesn't he? Pushes Nelson. And you've got to say Chimbonda doesn't react well. He's on his heels a little bit. The ball's in the back of the net. Christopher Samba, that's all he can do, just trying to deflect it away from the danger area. But the man who's, well, I could say partially to blame for the first goal, makes amends.
And Warnock's first goal for Villa comes against his old club, and Agbonlahore now chases through the middle. Oh, is that a penalty? It has to be! And Samba was the last man back, but Blackburn say he played the ball. He's red-carded, and a cup tie that was going so well for Blackburn Rovers has gone horribly wrong for them now. Did he play the ball, or did he catch Agbonlahore?
I would say it's virtually impossible to make a challenge from behind and win the ball. I think on occasions you can do it. And the man's down the middle of down the pitch, in the inside the 18-yard box, is looking for the line-up. I think he has hold of him and drags him. By virtue of the ball ends up at his feet at the end. Doesn't mean he got the ball at the start. It's a definite foul, and the referee's got it right.
What a dramatic night this is turning out to be. That's a Stonewall penalty.
No doubt about it. Well, the tie's swung one way and now back the other. Good opportunity now. James Milner. A little bit of composure needed just before half-time.
He scored 2 in his last 3 games against Blackburn. Milner to level the tie on the night and put Aston Villa back in front on aggregate with just over 5 minutes to go in the first half. Arguably Aston Villa's player of the season so far. Brilliantly taken, brilliantly done. A relieved man looks on from the touchlines. Advantage Villa once again.
He did ever so well there, James Milner. Amongst all the time it took to get that penalty taken, he never took his eyes off the ball. He stayed focused and composed, knew what he wanted to do. Hit with a little bit of purpose. Robinson guesses the right way. The pace of it, the precision of it, kept it away from him.
He scored a brilliant goal against Portsmouth earlier on in the competition, and he has Martin O'Neill jumping for joy again. A man who hops and bops on the touchline and prowls and scowls and loves every minute and hates the very next second. Every emotion that can be experienced on a touchline is experienced by the Aston Villa manager. And this is some cup time. Ashley Young looking for Cuellar. Blackburn need to hold firm now, and Villa have another corner kick.
Well, Give's gone into the left-back position, and Martin Olsen's just dropped back into the left-back position. All they need to do is just hold out until half-time, because they're still in this cup tie. I think they'll know that from this first half. Coming to Aston Villa, scoring 2 goals.
Collins is in there, marked by Pedersen. Movement from Dunn as well. Cuellar to the near post. It's at the far where Agbonlahor lurked. It's another corner kick for Aston Villa.
Focus and concentration now.
This famous old ground is rocking. Ashley Young's touch. This is Milner with the lash.
Slightly off balance. Two-on-one situation on the corner, but slow to get out to him. I'd say there'll be a couple of points that Sam Allardyce wants to have a look at half-time. And one I think will be the Agbonlahor challenge from Ryan Nelson. I think that more than the sending off will probably annoy Sam.
Agbonlahor. James Collins with time. There's been very little of that for anyone out there in a frantic first half. Here's Warnock into Emil Heskey. Milner. Cuellar. Blackburn on the back foot now. Downing. Pedersen blocked the way forward. Petrov back to Downing. Milner had made the run, and Robinson has to sprawl.
It's all tipped into Villa's favour now, hasn't it? Back ahead in the tie, playing against 10 men.
Here's Emerton. Blackburn at 2-0 up on the night and ahead on aggregate will look at 2 big decisions. They will protest long and loud that Agbonlahor fouled Nelson for Warnock's goal that made it 2-1 on the evening. And though they will probably be unhappy with the penalty decision as any side is, they can't have too much argument. Cleared by Dunn. There's Nzonzi. Here's Agbonlahor. Nelson was tucked up behind him. Ashley Young. Give now playing at centre-half, is watching Heskey. He gets there. Olsen was behind him. Olsen has dropped back into left-back. Blackburn down to 10 men, and this is Kalinic.
So the extra man just makes the difference now. Didn't have anyone just to come close and help him out from the midfield. Just a little reshuffle from Blackburn. Pedersen's come out to the left-hand side. You see Olsen now is playing at left-back, where he wants to be.
Milner. Collins can bring it forward. Hung high in the air. Oh, it's a poor header by Chimbonda, threaded Ashley Young. Blackburn is stretched. Didn't panic, did he?
What a great tackle.
What a good player.
Yeah, he had to get that right. Ashley Young's running to take the corner. With just a few seconds left on the clock.
Here's Milner. Now this is Petrov. We'll have a go from there, and it's pushed away by the splendid Robinson.
Lovely strike, but slow to react. Blackburn when that ball came out here. Plenty of time. Get out to the ball quickly, close it down. You've got a good look at it though, Paul Robinson.
And here comes another corner, and it's met by Downing, but that time high. Something they tried in the first leg as well. That we're into 2 minutes of stoppage time, by the way.
Well, lovely strike. Petrov can see. Paul Robinson gets a good look at it, pushes away from the danger area. Doesn't want to take a chance of patting it down and trying to collect it. Lots of power. It's a good height.
Petrov, a man who won the League Cup in Scotland on a couple of occasions with Celtic. Martin O'Neill was manager of the first of those successes. The cup football has been exceptionally kind to the Villa manager, he was saying yesterday, both north and south of the border. Here's Warnock, done. Blackburn did look better when they had done in a more forward position. He's tangling there with Ashley Young. He's getting himself in this sort of a pickle too often.
Frustration's boiling over. You know, there's only a minute or so ago to half-time. Two players contesting the ball. Referee gives it to the away team. Ashley Young doesn't agree, keeps hold of the ball. A little bit of handbags. Unnecessary, just get on with it. Everyone's been on the weights.
That's your fucking fault. Fucking your fault, man. It is. Fucking decision.
Jim Monda. Hamilton towards Kalinic. Done wrestling with him. Out by Petrov. We've had the 2 minutes of stoppage time. Here's Collins. The whistle blows at the end of an energy-packed first half, and Sam Allardyce shakes his head at one or two of the late decisions. Niko Kalinic should put Blackburn 2-0 up on the night and 2-1 on aggregate inside 25 minutes, and then Warnock against his old side when Blackburn thought there was a foul in the build-up, and Milner from the penalty spot after Samba had been sent off for a foul on Agbonlahor made it 2-2, and of course restored Aston Villa's aggregate lead. But Blackburn are an unhappy side as they walk off at the end of the first half that looked to be going swimmingly well for them at one stage. 2-2 at the break.
Well, these Carling Cup semi-finals really are something. Much to admire, much to discuss, Alan.
What a game. Unbelievable. 4 goals, drama, incident. Villa just never got started. They looked like a team to me that thought they were in the final, and Blackburn were first to every ball. They got the knockdowns, far more committed. Throw into the equation a dodgy Villa goalkeeper, and we had a game in our hands because Villa went 2-0 down, and they looked to me as though that Blackburn in the ascendancy could have gone on and scored further goals. Was it a dodgy decision to get them back in the game? Well, we'll have a look at it, but it looked to me like it was a foul on Nelson for the first goal. But Villa are very, very, very lucky to be going in level terms.
Well, we sort of expected Blackburn perhaps to sit for a while, but it certainly didn't prove to be the case, Gath. They barnstorming start.
Well, you've got to give Sam Allardyce a lot of credit how he set his team up. He went with 5 in the midfield, and the runners from midfield, they outnumbered Villa in the middle of the park, and Villa just couldn't get to grips with it. I thought Villa were anxious at the start. They didn't know how to go and win the game, which is often difficult when you're ahead. And you're thinking, well, Villa need to hang on till half-time, and then 10 minutes later we're thinking, well, Blackburn need to hang on till half-time. So amazing the twists and turns in that half.
And how the different psychologies turn and twist during a half as well, Alan.
Well, I have to agree with Al. I mean, up until the poor decision from the referee, then Villa were not going to be in this game because Blackburn started as if they meant things. They wanted it more than Aston Villa. Set pieces, as we always said before the game, they would be dangerous. That proved to be the case with their first goal. But as I said, it was a poor decision from the referee. This is the first corner that Blackburn had. Goalkeeper, yes, there's a lot of bodies around him. He gets a touch to that one, just does enough, not convincing. Look at all the bodies around him there. They're obviously aware of the threat from Blackburn, so they've said to him, if you can come and help us out, come and try and punch things and come and command your box. So he does the first one, just does enough, but the second one, he's nowhere near it. He's actually miles away from it. He tries to come, doesn't get anywhere near it, and what Warnock's doing, actually ducking, he thinks the keeper's going to get it, so he's trying to get out of the way. He doesn't cover himself in glory either, and Kalinic is there with a decent header.
Gareth, what does Warnock do? If he knows that the keeper's going to come, it's his job to basically get out of the way, and that's what he's trying to do.
He should expect the keeper to miss that.
Yeah, but you look at the keeper coming. As soon as the keeper starts to come, you as a defender, will be looking for him to come and get out of the way. That's what he's doing.
Well, he's not in his way. He's not in to keep his way.
But he's coming in that side, so you're conscious of not going there and upsetting him.
I think that he has to expect the goalkeeper to miss that because he's behind him. I do.
The thing is, you don't know. You assume the keeper's called. So if the keeper calls, you've got to get out of it.
You duck down like that and then...
See, you're a centre forward. What do you know about
your defender put his head down like that? What do you say?
Just keep them apart for a minute and perhaps discuss with me the second goal. A great bit of play from Blackburn.
It was, yeah, and again, where they've outnumbered Villa in the middle of the park, the second balls, Quella struggled at the start for pace and on the ball, and Blackburn were first to all of these little knockdowns, and you know, you look at them there, they're 5 against 4 now, breaking onto Villa. Good overlap, poor marking in the middle. Yes, free header in the middle and well followed up, but that was Villa at that time. The crowd were getting anxious, they didn't know how to deal with it, the players didn't know whether to stick or twist because they couldn't get tight to people, and I thought Pedersen was going to pull this one back, but it ended up a great cross. But again, the centre forward, or Olsen in between the two centre halves there, shouldn't be allowed in that space.
What I like about Callum Mitchell is he's actually involved in the build-up. He's played the ball up on the edge of the box. He's not even in the box here, so he's got it there, demanded it, he's played it, but he hasn't admired it. He's got into the box where he knows that if he doesn't, then he won't score goals. Doesn't get the first one, but I tell you what, he's bright and he's alert. He's certainly more than the Villa defenders are at that time, and he gets his reward, second goal.
Great reaction from Sam.
Yes, it is.
I bet the surgeon's worried about that one, isn't he? Tell him to calm down a bit there.
Be more worried about the two at the other end, probably, Gareth, to be perfectly honest. But it's, you know, it certainly made it a fascinating and interesting game.
Well, it certainly did, and to be honest with you, I think I was right that Villa didn't look like they were going to get back into the game. We saw nothing from them as far as an attacking force were concerned, and we're looking for inspiration from somewhere, and it just wasn't coming. And you can debate all day long about was it a free kick or not. I mean, the referee, was he in a great position to see it? Was the assistant in a good position? It comes in from Ashley Young.
Great cross.
It is a good ball in. Well,
I do see a foul. What I would say there is, if you look at the position of Ryan Nelson, he is actually in front of Agbonlahor when that ball comes in. So why on earth would Ryan Nelson fall to the ground when he can quite clearly head it? That's what I would say.
I'm amazed the number of times you must have done this and got away with it. That you think
that's me, that's different. Let's see.
That's you all over.
That's Mr. Kent.
Why would Ryan Nelson go down there for? Because he can head that. There's no way Agbonlahor can get that ball.
He's not strong enough.
No, it's a foul.
I think it is a foul, but as a centre half, I think you've got to be stronger than that in that area. You know, it's got to be everything. You know, they're 2-1 up in a cup semi-final.
At best, it's a little nudge.
Yeah.
You don't go down with a little nudge, Al. I mean, you always had more than a little nudge.
Well,
you like steamrolled them into the ground. That was different. That was totally different. That was a simple nudge, wasn't it?
Yeah, I agree.
I agree with you.
Should have heard him win some, by the way, when I give him little nudges.
Yeah, but they were always across the bugle.
That got Villa back in the game.
Something that you two are going to agree about in this first half. What about the penalty decision?
It was a sending off and it was a penalty. It was, wasn't it, Al?
Yeah.
But he's not speaking to you now. He's not.
I mean, Gareth, defensively this is poor because Heskey just is a ball over the top. We can't see from that angle who's out of position, but Agbonlahor's onto it. When Samba's making this challenge, if he's not 100% spot on, he's in trouble.
Well, we're right behind this as it's happening, and we're saying penalty, send it off before he even makes the tackle, because you could just see it coming. I mean, how...
We're about 150 yards behind.
But, I mean, Agbonlahor, first of all, he shouldn't have been in between the two centre-backs, but... You know, Samba really just got to use his upper body there and be patient and try and knock him off balance, because I think it was a difficult chance anyway.
What a penalty that is from James Milner. A lot of pressure. Fantastic. Keeper's not getting that. Pace on it, height on it. Great penalty. But we all agree on that. It was a sending off and it was a penalty.
OK, we're going to have seconds out for these two. Couple of get the people in the corner in the ring and take a breather to look back at last night's semi-final first leg between Manchester City and Manchester United. It turned out to be a belter.
Hope everyone's ready for a huge occasion in Manchester. They keep telling us here that the blue moon is rising. We may go some way to finding out just how quickly tonight. We can expect helter-skelter, fast and furious for the first few minutes. Antonio Valencia. Bellamy can't stop him. Valencia's ball in for Rooney, and it's a tap in for Ryan Giggs. Skips past Evra. The ball in is a beauty. Tevez doesn't make proper connection though. Up goes Richards. It's De Jong. He's hitting well. You can see what Carlos Tevez thinks about it. Bellamy goes down. It's a penalty. Dean's been conned a little bit by that. Carlos Tevez against his old team. And he nearly takes the back of the net off.
Did you notice as well, Rooney just had a little word with him as he ran up to take it.
This is Rooney playing it across for Giggs. This is Zabaleta, he was looking for company. Tevez! Carlos Tevez does it again! I think he wants to make a message to Sir Alex Ferguson here. Rooney blocked by Gibbon. This is Rooney, and that's brilliant from Wayne Rooney. Into Rooney. Still Rooney. Great save by Shea Gibbon. And round here, that's a very popular result for the first leg.
I think we controlled the second half, especially last half an hour. So if we can start like that next week, then we'll have a great chance.
I'm really happy for Carlos. Obviously, they scored against his old team, and he'll be buzzing going to Old Trafford next week after scoring 2 tonight.
And you can see highlights of the second leg from Old Trafford next Wednesday, along with a couple of tasty Premier League games. BBC One 10:55. This Saturday, kick your weekend off with Football Focus. BBC One at 12:15. Final score opens up on the red button at 3 o'clock and starts on BBC One at 4:30. Looking a bit further ahead, Sport Relief launched today. The show airs in March. As always, there'll be a mixture of the great, the good and the downright absurd.
Welcome, gentlemen. Welcome to Sport Relief Does MasterChef.
I've got no control of my hands whatsoever.
Look at that, real blood. I haven't got a clue what I'm doing, seriously.
This is all I'm allowed to do, Alice.
Is that on?
Is this impressing you?
Not in the slightest. Total humiliation for all of us.
Useless at that as well. No good at anything. Never mind.
OK, well, we've got a couple of important Premier League games to tell you about. Arsenal are playing Bolton for the second time in 4 days. Andy May is at the Emirates.
We could be heading for a shock here. Bolton are leading 2-1. 7 minutes in, Cahill bagged his 7th of the season from close range, thanks to some poor Arsenal defending. And then Taylor tucked away a penalty after Lee was brought down in the box by Denilson. After Eduardo hit the bar and the legs of Jääskeläinen denied Fabregas, the Gunners finally got on the score sheet in the last 2 minutes, thanks to a great finish from Rosicky just inside the box. Owen Coyle's men are heading out of the Premier League relegation zone. Arsenal need another 3 to go top. It's 2-1 to Bolton.
Huge game for Rafa at Anfield. Liverpool are up against Spurs and Damian Johnson is watching for us.
Liverpool lead in the match. They need to win to keep in touch with 4th place. Dirk Kuyt put them ahead early on, combining with Alberto Aquilani on the edge of the area before firing low past Gomez in the Tottenham goal. That's his 7th goal of the season. Aquilani's making one of his rare starts. Albert Riera also returning for Liverpool. The goal settled Liverpool nerves, but it's been wholehearted and frantic on occasions, with chances few and a number of stoppages for injuries. One heated debate between the two coaching staffs after Gareth Bale appeared to catch Philippe Deguin with an elbow. Tottenham are threatened on the break without creating any real clear-cut chances. Liverpool lead 1-0.
So it's got a smile on Alan Hansen's face at last.
At last.
Well, looking to the second half here, of course, it's the balance has shifted very much back into Aston Villa's favour, not only by still being a goal ahead on aggregate, but also, of course, Blackburn down to 10 men.
Correct, but I mean, I think that the only thing that Sam can do is look in the positives and the way they started in the match, and I would expect that any chance at all, he will bombard the goalkeeper.
Gareth, what are you looking for? What can Sam possibly do to rally his troops with only 10 men?
Well, I think whether we think it was a sending off or not, he'll rally them as you know, that's a cause for them. I think that's their only chance. Come out, fight for the cause. It's very difficult because where they outnumbered Villa in midfield in the first half, they're short of that now. So again, they're probably looking at set plays, and Villa really ought to control the game from here.
Do you feel like Villa have perhaps got away with it a bit in that first?
I do, yeah. I think they were very fortunate. I think without that decision, then they don't get back into this game. Certainly not in this half. And I think Sam will be would have spoke to the referee if he hasn't already. Going into the tunnel, he certainly will coming out of it. And what he'll be saying to him, look, you've made a mistake there. Try and even that up in the second half. Whether the referee will or not remains to be seen. But it's going to be very, very difficult for Blackburn now.
Certainly is. The players are just coming back out onto the pitch.
We hope the second half is as good as the first.
Yeah, well, we certainly do.
Managers don't do that, by the way, do they?
Al did.
That's why I went wrong.
No wonder you never got any decisions. OK, it's all set up for a thrilling second half. That man's getting an interesting reception, certainly from the Blackburn fans. Let's rejoin Jonathan Pearson, Mark Bright.
Thanks very much, Gary. What a terrific half of entertainment it was, and excitement. And you really can't rule out any more shocks in this second half. That's the way 2010 seems to be going in cup competition at the moment. No changes at half-time. Blackburn, let me remind you, with 10 men, Samba sent off for that foul on Agbonlahor 6 minutes before the break. 2 goals in 8 minutes for Villa, undid all that Blackburn work in the first half hour. There was a little line has come out of the dressing room area. Apparently Ryan Nelson asked tongue-in-cheek, can we change the ref at half-time? To be fair, the speed of some of these moves these days, baffling for assistant referees and referees, but it was a big decision on a big night. And off we go again then. Villa kicking from right to left in this second half towards their famous Holt end in the claret and blue. At one time it was chocolate and blue, the original colours. Hideous. Here's Warner. And back again, and what a good strong season he's had in towards Heskey. On the board, a pressurised Chimbondo. And Martin Atkinson checks with the assistant and gives Aston Villa just a throw when it looked
ball clearly went
they had a corner kick.
Miles off the pace there.
Downing. Lots of time here for Cuellar. Blocked by Givet. Kalinic strong against Collins. And he was pushed down by the Welshman in the end. He's played well, hasn't he?
He has played well. You know, he's shown some really good touches, and to the 2 goals helps, doesn't it? Battling away for the ball here. I think he just used his body. Collins mauls him to the ground. You know, Villa have to make that extra man count. We can do that really by stretching the pitch, width, making the Blackburn midfielders, you know, stretch them out and try and find some space to get it into the feet of Heskey and Agbonlahor.
This will be launched by Robinson up towards Pedersen and Nzonzi, and headed away by Cuellar. Ashley Young looking to get the quick release up to Agbonlahor. Villa trying to get the ball forward very quickly. Now, did Ashley Young hurt himself with that clearance? This is out by Petrov. Ashley Young seems to be moving easier than he was a moment ago. Petrov got an edge. Heskey is still back in there. This is Kalinic, all a little bit messy. And here's David Dunn. He's playing in a more central position than he was at the end of the first half, and Emerton seems to have started in the wider right position. It's a free kick.
Just caught there. David Dunn just had a few seasons where he just couldn't get without the injuries. Clumsy challenge. Steven Petrov. That's all we need now. Someone like Dunn to go off. Creative players, good at set pieces. Grabs a goal.
He was England under-21 captain when they went to the European under-21 championships in 2002 and had such a bright future ahead of him. Dunn. Here comes a Pedersen free kick. Dipping late, but Guzan was confident enough.
Probably in trying to put the goalkeeper under a little bit of pressure. Made it very easy for them. That's a height on this. No chance of a challenge. Tired David Dunn is limping. He's just in the centre circle now. He's just limping on the way back. That doesn't look good.
Blackburn's 6th semi-final in this competition. Here's Ashley Young. Dunn. Downing. Dunn is still limping. Here's Warnock. Collins. This is what Aston Villa have to do. Play the ball around. Milner was dumped onto the ground. And Nelson play on. This is Ashley Young. And Nelson again goes across to cover.
I think it's
Thought
obstruction.
it should have been a free kick.
Yeah, I think it's obstruction from Martin Olsen.
Cuellar.
Ashley Young there just having a chat to the assistant on the far side.
Sam Allardyce told me he's getting back to full fitness after his minor heart scare. You never stop him, will you? Chewing the gum and frantically working his way through a game.
Yeah, when you're in football, it's very difficult to change. Passion, adrenaline.
Here's Ashley Young. Headed away by Givet. Cuellar to Petrov. Milner's in space in a more central position, knowing that Dunn is really labouring now. Here's Warnock. Downing. And still, I think Blackburn want to send on Salgado, the Spanish international, to replace Dunn. Back to Warnock. Here's Downing. Nothing on for him, so Villa playing keep ball. And again trying to play around Blackburn Rovers. Spread the play. Cuellar to Agbonlahor. Trying to turn Nelson. He slips it through here to Milner. Strong challenge on him, determined challenge on him. At the moment, Nelson is everywhere for Blackburn Rovers. Dunn needed to make sure for Villa. Here's Collins. Time to play out through Cuellar. Back to Richard Dunn. Nelson trying to keep his team in this cup tie. But it's Villa who are on top of the moment. 6 minutes into the second half. And again, simple passing. Using the extra man. All very sensible. And this is Warnock. Milner. Downing thought about a shot. And now lets one fly, hits Chimbonda. Milner. Another block. Nelson was in there again behind Chimbonda. This is Cuellar. It's a corner off Olsen.
Wow, really started the second half a lot better. Aston Villa, both fullbacks pushed into the opposition half, keeping possession, lots of width, working the ball through the midfield through Petrov and Milner. A lot better shape, keeping the ball a lot better.
Downing will take the corner, and Dunn has moved forward. Collins is in there, it's through across the goal. Richard Dunn, it's in, it may have gone off a defender. Richard Dunn is getting the congratulations. Well, wouldn't it be a splendidly romantic story if Richard Dunn gets the goal that sends Aston Villa to Wembley, and they now have a 2-goal cushion on aggregate.
Great delivery, wasn't dealt with at the near post, was it? When you allow someone to get in front of you, there's always a chance of a flick on. What Aston Villa player gets in front, doesn't touch it, and the ball just drops inside the 6-yard box. Now nobody deals with it. Dunn's in there, it goes in. I think it's Nzonzi, isn't it? And he gets the final touch. That's one there. That ball has to be contested. You can't let that ball go inside the 6-yard box. It's popping around, and I think it comes off in Nzonzi.
Off Givet's chest, on to Dunn, and eventually in off Nzonzi. And so harsh for a Blackburn Rovers side that had started the night so splendidly. But he is a most deserving footballer. His World Cup dream was stolen from him by France. His Wembley dream is very much alive, although the goal will go down, I'm sure, to Nzonzi in the end.
The irony of it, if Manchester City can hold out against Manchester United, we're facing his old team in the final. There's plenty of football left in both ties at the moment.
Now, I think they were thinking about sending Salgado or Michel Salgado for Dunn, and they've got to change now, haven't they? They've got to throw in an attacking body, because this is a real body blow for Blackburn to lose a player of such trickery as David Dunn to yet another injury, and on comes Benny McCarthy.
And if you look what it was just a trip, just a trip. No heavy challenge, and just feel David Dunn's one of the players just cursed.
Cuellar. The belief has drained out of Blackburn Rovers. Agbonlahor. This is Milner. And Cuellar. And in there, Nzonzi booked for dissent. It was building up to be a wondrous night for Blackburn Rovers. From a 1-0 deficit to a 2-1 aggregate lead, and they looked so good early on.
Started the game exactly like the manager would have wanted them to. Nice and positive. As I said before, can you recreate those chances you missed at home? They did, and they put them away this time.
A tie that has ebbed and flowed, and it's really the adrenaline pumping.
They can't get close enough now, Blackburn. Can't get close enough to close Villa down. They're moving the ball really well.
The 10 men now at a real disadvantage. In comes Ashley Young's cross. Agbonlahor. Warnock. Heskey with the touch. Ashley Young will get it. Milner's in lots of space on the edge of the box. It was aimed at Heskey and taken away by the resilient Nelson once again. Here's Ashley Young towards Cuellar. Milner. Good movement by Heskey. Trapped by Nelson. Foul play on Milner. That's it. He scored the goal in the first leg, and he's got the goal in the second that surely seals victory for Aston Villa and sends them to Wembley. Well, they are booked to date on February the 28th. It's 4-2 on the night and 5-2 on aggregate.
This is a great advantage here. Challenge from behind. Players just seem to hesitate a little bit. I think the ball takes a little deflection there. Milner picks it up, gets onto the left foot. Is it Chimponda? It's both the players, on Chimponda and Agbonlahor on the hands. Just deflects in, so is it Agbonlahor's goal? He might claim he's got the last touch.
Milner, I'm sure, will claim another goal in his best ever scoring season.
He's so versatile, isn't he? And
look through this Aston Villa side, and Agbonlahor, Milner, Heskey should reach double figures, but they have so many players who are capable of reaching double figures.
Well, that's, as I said before, it's a great advantage, and he can strike the ball both with left and right feet. And I think it touches Agbonlahor on the chest, and Agbonlahor, as you can see there, has got his arm in the air, and he will say, I got the last touch, as every striker should do.
And this is Olsen with the cross, and away by Collins. If the ball is going wide and it goes in off Agbonlahor, it's his goal. Was it bending in from Milner? It's something that we're going to have to sort out in the dressing room afterwards. Who gets the goal?
I don't think the crowd care. I don't think Martin O'Neill cares. It's in the back of the net.
Is it a lost cause for Blackburn Rovers? Poor corner. Olsen with the chase. Agbonlahor there with it.
The referee's given a foul there. A little nudge in the back from Agbonlahor.
After half an hour, Aston Villa were reeling. Now they are singing triumphant songs. High by Emerton, Dunn leapt just as high. Back in by Olsen, on by McCarthy. Warnock was in there. Dunn clears, this is Downing. Look at Milner with the run, so full of energy. Holding it up, drawing in the challenge.
I thought it was a foul. It was Brett Emerton, just a little clatter from behind. The referee thinks not.
Nelson. This is Chimbonda. Into McCarthy. Will he have to leave Blackburn to safeguard his World Cup dream? Blackburn again, look for Kalinic. Blackburn are preparing another substitution. Stephen Reid, the player who's had such bad luck with injuries. He played in the semi-final against Manchester United 4 years ago and scored. Looks likely to be the man to come on. They have to throw caution to the wind now, so I guess Nzonzi, who is a defensive midfield player, maybe the man they take off. This is Pedersen. He was trapped and fouled by Heskey, who was annoyed the first decision didn't go his way. And he gets a yellow card.
I don't think there's any doubt about this. Clumsy challenge from behind. Onto the yellow.
He's played in 7 cup finals in his career. He's won 5. And into another one now. Here's that substitution. It is Nzonzi who goes off. And on comes Reid. That's his 300th career appearance. And he's lost at least a season and a half to injuries. A serious knee problem last season.
It's nice to see him get on the pitch. He's very similar to David Dunn as well.
Here comes Villa again. Downing, if he looks up, Ashley Young has made great inroads on the Villa right-hand side. This is Downing. Cuellar. Downing roaming into space. Milner finding more. This is Emil Heskey onside! There's no doubt now he is heading to another final. Emil Heskey wraps it up, and if he plays, he will join the likes of Ian Rush and Kenny Dalglish, who have made 5 final appearances in this competition. 6-2 on aggregate now.
Well, great play from James Milner. Look at this. Little diagonal ball. Is he offside? No, he's not. You can just see at the top of the screen. Defender with his arm in the air. Now it's a bit of a tight angle. He slips. Just still managed to get it in. Good composure going round the goalkeeper. Takes him out of the equation. Composed, as you say, he slips and just gets in. But fantastic ball through from James Milner.
It's Emil Heskey's first goal here since the 4th of May. A long, long wait. It's his first goal anywhere since mid-December. And Blackburn still try and play football. And it comes. Olsen, oh, that's brilliant!
Oh.
Magnificent! An immediate response, and he's saying you're not out of it yet.
Well, what a ball in, and what a reaction here. Olsen starts the move, gets it going. Ball into the box. It speaks for itself. Gives out the ball, overhead kick. It's a fantastic strike. Is it in vain?
What a terrific goal. It's his first this season. It's his second for the club. And it was the impetus he gave Blackburn in the opening exchanges that led to the 2 goals by Kalinic. 8 goals on an extraordinary evening. And I don't think it's over yet.
I think Agbonlahor's hurt here. It's just end to end, isn't it? You know, I suppose if you're looking at the turning point in the game, you have to say Christopher Samber's sending off.
Well, that's what Blackburn will look at.
Oh, absolutely, yeah. And should he have been sent off? Of course he should. Yes, it was a foul. It was a penalty. This is the challenge here for Ryan Nelson. Just to see there the knee, probably just in the back. That's painful.
But if a centre forward goes like that and plants his feet in the ground, expecting a challenge from a centre half, I suppose he expects to get whacked.
He's expecting that the centre half is going to jump, and the centre half jumps and he doesn't. And so it's Ryan Nelson's knee that catches him in the back.
Well, they have another cup tie here at the weekend against Brighton in the FA Cup. 40,046 in the crowd. It's above the league average here this season. This is Nelson. Heskey got the touch, and Blackburn couldn't get it out. Warnock to James Collins. In towards Milner. And Villa really turning it on. Oh, brilliant take.
That was unlucky. That's what he was trying to do. He tried to take it and just slip it into Agbonlahor's path.
Every game he's playing himself more and more strongly into that England squad in the summer.
I think he started the last 6 games for England, hasn't he? No doubt about it. Right side, left side, midfield. I have to say that at the start of the game, though, they were getting dominated in midfield. They didn't get hold of the ball. Second half, without question.
Here's Olsen, though. And his goal really has given Blackburn a new lease of life. McCarthy trying to find Kalinic. Here's Milner. And his debut for England this season. He's been an ever-present. And this is Ashley Young. Agbonlahor through the middle. The spaces for Downing right across on the right-hand side. Ashley Young tried to drive it in. Chimbonda got a block. Here's Emerton. And once again, he can break into space. Olsen is on the left-hand side. Well, he was dumped after the ball had gone, and that's why he turned to the referee. Petrov is the Villa man. It's won back by Downing. There's another player trying to get himself back into the England reckoning. He's added to his 23 caps this season because of his injury. He broke a foot playing against Villa last season at the tail end of Middlesbrough's relegation campaign. Still barking defiantly. And again, they'll point to the big decision in Villa's first goal, the Warnock goal, the foul by Agbonlahor on Nelson, and Blackburn will have their complaints. Can they edge even closer again here now?
Well, in the end, it's been emphatic, hasn't it, by Villa? And I suppose you look for little points to grab at as a coach or management side. and regardless, that's a foul. So it happens on the halfway line, it's a foul, whichever you look at it. It's a little push.
Create a stir though if they can get one here. Reed with the free kick. Nelson is in the box. Beyond him, Heskey levers it up. Chimbonda is there, and Kalinic.
Hasn't had a kick in the second half, has he? Really dangerous and good in the first half. Enjoyed a lot of the ball, used it well. Scored a couple of goals in the second half. Just haven't been able to get the ball to him.
But it's their fourth semi-final in this competition alone in the last decade, and I know once they were big spenders, the biggest spenders in the land, a team that could take Alan Shearer to Ewood Park and players of that ilk, and they won the title, but those days are long gone, and still to be competing in cup competition. He's splendidly resilient, and they look for Kalinic again, and Dunn is there. Good defender. Way up, too strong for Olsen. Milner into Agbonlahor, who split the two centre-halves and now looks for Ashley Young. Then he has Downing across on the far side if he can angle the ball in. He looked for him in the end.
Yeah, that's poor. That's really poor. He had options down this left-hand side. Warnock was supporting. Agbonlahor was round him. And that's just the kind of thing what happens. He's not in form. He's not confident. Instead of maybe just giving it easy and getting in the box to try and get on the end and the end of the return ball, try something difficult.
Martin O'Neill, who suffers and revels on that touchline. And this is Agbonlahor. Ooh, and Downing, who tried to play it across, was caught by Pedersen a little bit late and has gone down. I don't know whether he kicked down on Pedersen as he followed through on the crossfield pass. Is okay now, Downing. Can he try another long-range pass? He does. And again feels down to the side of his right leg. It's Ashley Young now for Aston Villa. Only Agbonlahor in the middle. Blackburn have plenty of defenders back and should deal with this, and Nelson does.
It's better from Ashley Young, and I mean, that's what I've been used to seeing him do. One-on-one with the defender, attack the defender, take him on. If you don't get the crossing, get a corner.
Aston Villa had the slight doubt they weren't finishing teams off well enough. Well, they certainly would do if they score here. Milner, lots of space for Downing, and Dunn has gone into the wide position. Angles it back in. Heskey with a towering header, and a lovely save that by Robinson. And Milner's offside as he went for the rebound. Brilliant save.
Excellent save. Robinson full stretch. Good ball in from Downing. Pushing up at this stage here. Good header, you can just see Milner. He's reacted well, but he's offside. Free header. Samba missing in the middle of defence, and I think it's showing.
He's standing there in an offside position, not necessarily interfering.
Off this one, he is.
Now, as he goes for the rebound, he becomes active. McCarthy, good jump. Wilson tried to get the cross in, and it rebounded and smacked him in the face. Milner. Enjoying the freedom of the pitch now, Milner. Brilliant pass. Robinson was alert. Robinson for England again, maybe in the summer? What do you think?
He's overworked at the moment, isn't he? You see here, space is there, it's opened all up. Chimponda's gone around on the cover. That's just a little bit too straight. As every goalkeeper should be, acting as the sweeper. Anticipated and cleared the danger.
But for Robinson, it would have been more for Aston Villa. Blackburn are making a substitution, and the goal scorer of the first of their two tonight is departing. And on comes Di Santo. He's the 20-year-old Argentine on a season loan from Chelsea. It's his first game in this competition for Blackburn. He made a couple of appearances for Chelsea last season. Just the one goal for Blackburn. Collins wins it against it. McCarthy. And towards Di Santo. This is Emerton. And Reed. Here's Benny McCarthy. Whips it on.
Two positive changes, hasn't he? Two strikers on. McCarthy, Santos. They can't get hold of the ball long enough. See, it's a lot better performance. It's just purely because of the shape of Villa. Fullbacks have been prepared to push forward opponent's half. Lots more space for the centre-backs who can get it easily now and just feed the midfield players.
Collins. Petrov out to Cuellar. Guzan had to think about it. Done under a little bit of pressure, eases up by turning in field of Emerton, and in the end the great roar as he finds Collins. Milner. By Olsen, and he was fouled.
Martin O'Neill's furious there. Unnecessary free kick. I think he's shouting at Gabby Agbonlahor. Yeah, just a silly old nudge in the back. Don't need to do it.
He's done enough to stay on the Blackburn side, hasn't he, though? Olsen.
I'm quite impressed with him as well. I mean, not just for the goal. I think the first half he started off really well. Nice and bright, good feet. Dropped into left back and now pushed forward again.
Robinson forward. Guzan. There's a foul in there anyway.
It was Nelson, wasn't it? With his arm. And the referee's there right on the spot. Long free kick, just too long, isn't it? Not that landing just on the penalty spot, ideally.
I've scored from that sort of range before, Robinson.
You can just see, look at Nelson, number 6, doesn't look at the ball one bit. Well held there from Guzan.
Both those players will be heading for the World Cup. Nelson with New Zealand, and Guzan, who's number 2 at the moment in the United States setup. This is Warnock. Collins. Cuellar. And Villa can afford to play it around with the extra man, and they've done that very well in this second half, precisely and with confidence. And here's Milner to Petrov, the give and go, but Heskey didn't see it.
It was
on the other way.
It was on.
Here's Young. And now Warnock. Collins has time. Milner. And Blackburn can only chase. Collins is there, now Emil Heskey. Petrov quickly spreads play to Ashley Young. Warnock arriving on the overlap. Played in brilliantly to the fullback. Now Givet it was who got a cross, read it at the last moment. Ashley Young sort of dummied to cross in the middle and then played the ball around the corner.
But once again, that wouldn't happen. The overlapping run down the outside, the left side here. Warnock get himself forward, just creates the extra man. And that's been the best feature for me for Aston Villa the second half, the fullbacks.
Here's Ashley Young. Was that a shot on goal, or was he looking for Cuellar?
I think it was one of... He was trying to hit the far post.
Oh, look at this quick release. It's Benny McCarthy. Took it as the ball rose. Look wide.
Good opportunity though. Delivery from Paul Robinson here. Spots him. I mean, just takes it, lets this ball bounce. It's perfect for him, really. And that's quite poor for him.
In the first leg, Villa scored from a break after Blackburn were attacking, and they only got their own back there.
That's like a concentration from the defenders.
He's had one or two twinges and injuries, Benny McCarthy, and not really a long enough run in the side. It's not been a good season for him.
Not in a World Cup year. I think everybody wants to play. He needs to score some goals. Stay in the headlines.
South Africa desperate for him to be fit there. He's made it back into the national side under the new manager. This is Reed. Again, Milner doing the chasing. 5-3 up, 6-3 on aggregate. And he's still full of running, Milner.
I think it's on ball.
Offside, I think.
Offside. You can see that. Wrong side of James Collins.
Not looking though, was he, Mark? You know, he wasn't looking along the line.
Yeah, and you know what? It's demoralising. 6-3 down. But you know what? As a striker, what you're looking for when you get sent on as a sub, just try and score.
Heskey with the touch. Nelson was there. Now Chimbonda. Pedersen. Collins slid in. McCarthy edged it around him, anticipated the challenge, and then rather bundled into Petrov, so it's a free kick to Aston Villa. This is Cuellar. Olsen simply levers it into the Villa half. DeSanto chasing Collins. Cuellar. Oh, good touch by the big goalkeeper. Here's Warner. 2 of Aston Villa goals in League Cup finals have been voted into the top 50 League Cup memories of all time. Chris Nichols' long-range goal, big centre-half in the 3-2 replay, second replay win at Old Trafford that gave Villa the trophy in 1977. It was a lovely goal from a stalwart defender. And Savo Milosevic with his run and cracking goal against Leeds in 1996. You all have your special memories of this competition. Dunn wins that back for Aston Villa. And that speaks volumes about Dunn, the way he's prepared to chase like that so late on in the time.
Good pressing, wasn't it? Good closing from defender.
Seems to be immensely popular in the game, Richard Dunn.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, I think the general feeling was he was very lucky to, you know, to leave Manchester City just when all the big names were coming. He's come here, he's proven to be a great signing. You know, very solid, organised, attacks the ball, scores goals, keeps goals out.
I think they've only lost a couple of the games he's played in the 20 when he's been here. Now this is Olsen. 10 minutes to go at Villa Park. Nelson. This is taken in a deep position by DeSanto. And it took a deflection, but Guzan makes sure anyway.
I think it was James Collins who threw himself at it. It's been a feature, hasn't it? Trying to protect the goalkeeper.
Now Cuellar in lots of space. Downing into Heskey, and Milner was making the run off him again. Heskey didn't see him initially, so comes back through Downing to spread the play out to Warner. Bon Lahore holding it away from Nelson. And he wins the free kick, and again Blackburn are grumbling.
Frustration. There's Emerton. Agbon Lahore, as long as he hold on to it, more encouraging the foul. Is it a foul? Not really.
Well, I think Nelson just clipped him as he turned away. Not Emerton. I think it was contact made by Nelson. The referee waited to see if he could gain any advantage. He's learned to do that a lot better over the last 18 months. Hold the ball up for his side, Agbon Lahore.
As you know, as a striker, you've got your back to goal. What, 80-90% of the time. And unless you're one of the strikers who runs in behind. Some stage, playing international football as well, you can have your back to goal. You've got to be able to hold it.
Milner, found by Petrov. His first touch was a little bit heavy, he was off balance, and this is Emerton. Cuellar. One thing that does worry me about Blackburn, Mark, is that so many of the squad are 30 plus, and they are. Big win for them at the weekend against Fulham, but they are still too close for comfort to the relegation zone. Pedersen, though, with a crafty pass into Reed, and he has Olsen on the left-hand side. McCarthy in the middle with DeSanto, aimed at Emerton. The header on, Dunn was well positioned, and Villa calm as you like.
Well, that's the ball you want to pick up, the one just gets knocked out to the edge of the 18-yard box. You see there, Pedersen's just too far off the play.
Aston Villa are just over 7 minutes away from Wembley. Warnock now to bring it away. Heskey, lovely cushioned chest trap. Biggest roar of the night. Petrov, Milner, deftly done. Blackburn Rovers, still in there. Good block by Robinson, who's spread himself well. Should be a corner. It is a corner. Well, without him, Aston Villa could have had 7.
Once again, good play from Milner into the box. Once this breaks here for Blackburn Rovers, you're thinking if he can just dink it over the goalkeeper because he's on the way down. It's a wasted opportunity. Fine save, though.
Aston will take the corner for Blackburn. And they give this tie its 10th goal. Little chip in. Good strong run by Nelson. Dunn was underneath it. Hook back in again. It's deflected home. Blackburn have another.
Is it Heskey?
Emerton was involved for Blackburn Rovers. Barely a celebration. 5-4 on the night, 6-4 on aggregate.
Incredible. Corner just half cleared. This is just hooked in, I think, by him over his shoulder. I'm not sure if it touches Heskey, I'm not sure.
Downing is running out. Is it Downing who gets the touch?
Yeah,
it goes straight in off the goalkeeper. I think it beats them all, Mark.
He misses it, doesn't he? He cleared the lines, they're coming out. It's just at the height, awkward.
His view was impaired by the 2 Villa players who were in front of him, but I think he goes clean through off Emerton.
Yeah. Just appeared. I just thought Heskey took a little touch.
No free kick given, despite the protests of the Villa fans who thought that Ashley Young was fouled. Reed. Emerton. Surely Blackburn can't turn this around again. There's a little bit of a hobble by Petrov as he won the tackle there against DeSanto. 5 minutes to go. Pedersen will throw it long. DeSanto is there. Chimbonda at the near post, stretch, Guzan has to come and claim that and was fouled. Again, it was Nelson who was involved.
He's furious, isn't he? Furious at the referee. Once again, the long throw to near post, no Samba in the team to flick it on. There's the challenge. I think you clearly see that Nelson's left arm comes across the goalkeeper and impeding him from picking it up, from collecting, so it's a foul. Any challenge like that on the goalkeeper.
Well, Aston Villa are making a move just to shore up the shot, and Downing is the man who departs, and Steve Sidwell will come on for them. His only start since November was in the FA Cup tie against Blackburn, won by Aston Villa.
I just wonder if James Milner's going to go out to the right, has he? Ashley Young's come across this side, Petrov's in the centre, Sidwell.
Heskey comes from a long way but was beaten by Ryan Nelson. Petrov forward, Nelson drops back again. Now, this is Cuellar. To go. Blackburn has been strong for Villa. Here's Ashley Young. Sidwell making the run through the middle. Chimbonda was there. Referee has a check. Corner kick for Aston Villa. Who'll be your man of the match, Mark, do you think?
I think James Milner's played really well the second half. He's been inspirational, scored one. You could say had a hand in the other. He's been making runs off the front men, collecting the ball, starting off moves. He's been everywhere.
and Villa are in no hurry. Ashley Young has Heskey standing on the goalkeeper. That's a lovely storming run in by Dunn.
Couldn't get over it. Comes in at the far top of the screen.
Really attacks it, doesn't he?
Yeah, attacks the ball. It's now just in front, just stops him. There you go, just uses his body a little bit, stops him guiding that ball downwards.
Into the last 2 minutes then, although there will be some stoppage time. This is Givet, hooked away by Petrov. In that same unsung role, he's been so important for Villa as well.
For second best in the first half in midfield, I think they've been outstanding in the second half, Aston Villa.
Emerton. We look for Di Santo. Sidwell gets a little touch. Here's Reed. Chimbonda is wide. McCarthy wanted that, played into feet. Here's Emerton. How many people back in the Blackburn area are saying, come on, we can still do it. There are still moments to go. It's a free kick though for Aston Villa.
Well, you know, you look for positives out of performances, and you know, what can Big Sam say to the team that, you know, you've taken one of the best teams in the country really all the way in the second half with 10 men. You know, can we take this into the league? The same determination. Managed to come away from home. What, scored 4 goals.
And still ended up on the losing side. At least that's the way it looks. We're into the last minute of normal time. Aston Villa look long for Emil Heskey. Nelson has given it his all. He's given everything. He was off balance and the clearance sailed out of play. And the claret and blue scarves are being twirled. And the flags are being waved. Heskey's gone down, but he's fouled his man, and Blackburn perhaps wanted to play on. They'll hit this long now. Pedersen looks for Di Santo, over Dunn's head. Warnock is there. We're into 4 minutes of stoppage time.
Sighs around us in the crowd, 4 minutes.
Bonlahor on to Heskey. Sidwell in support and back to Milner. And Martin O'Neill will simply want Aston Villa to retain possession now. No time for silliness. Givet is underneath it. This is Olsen. It's a throw to Aston Villa. And again, they're in absolutely no hurry to take it whatsoever. Aston Villa's 13th League Cup semi-final. Winners 5 times, runners-up twice. And they're heading into their 8th final.
If you look at outside the Big Four, this is one of the trophies that's up for grabs, the FA Cup and the League Cup. And he puts out a decent team to try and do that.
Villa have it. It's been the sort of splendid sporting entertainment that dear old Bill McLaren would have loved. And he will be sadly, sadly missed. Different sport, of course, but he loved the passion and the drama of it all. And here's Chimbonda. And up front for Benny McCarthy, but Collins was there. Reed. Well, there are seconds on the clock. There is hope for Blackburn Rovers, but it is a dwindling hope. Chimbonda trying to revive it, and anywhere will do. Richard Dunn.
It's in the wrong way from there with Olsen. Imagine this will go straight into the box.
The roar goes up as the Villa fans hear that Milner's the man of the match, and here's Ashley Young. Heskey through the middle. And Ashley Young carries and carries. Ashley Young sends Martin O'Neill into yet another League Cup final. And Blackburn Rovers are left on the seat of their pants and crestfallen. Aston Villa 6, Blackburn Rovers 4, 7-4 on aggregate. He ran from the halfway line. He had support. He didn't need it. He's booked his place in the Wembley dressing room.
Absolutely. They've thrown everything forward. Blackburn just got caught on the counter, but this will do him a world of good. Just attacking the fullback, just come inside, slide it inside the far corner. No one could have expected this scoreline turning up here tonight.
He set up 2 against Blackburn in the FA Cup this season. He scored home and away against them in 2007, 2008. And he cements Aston Villa's place at Wembley. Ashley Young. Agbonlahor. Emerton. Olsen. Listen to the Villa fans sing. It's a free kick for the foul on Collins. They're all planning their trip to Wembley.
It's going to be a good final, I'd say. Whoever gets through from the other semi-final.
Well, Manchester City hold the advantage, and Aston Villa against Manchester City would be between 2 teams who would really love to win it. And it's Aston Villa who become the first team into this year's Carling Cup final. A tremendous, tremendous evening. (6-4) on the evening. A wonderful night. 7-4 on aggregate. Ashley Young settling it in the end. Agbonlahor will claim his goal. The Villa fans acclaim their heroes. Each and every one of them once a part of a splendid, splendid victory. Kalinic, 2 goals for Blackburn Rovers. They were on their way to a shock. Warnock, there was controversy about that. Milner the penalty, Blackburn down to 10 men. And then the second half belonged to Aston Villa. Nzonzi the own goal and Agbonlahor. Back came Blackburn again with Olsen's little late goal, but it's Villa's day, and it's Villa at Wembley. A magnificent victory. 6-4 on the night and 7-4 on aggregate. And let's go into the tunnel area, and I think we've got Richard Dunn and James Milner down there.
Gents, sorry to drag you away from those amazing scenes out there, but first of all, James, congratulations.
Cheers. Yeah, we knew it'd be tough. We started very poorly and they put us under a lot of pressure, but all credit to the lads. We battled back, and we never really killed it off properly. Even when they had 10 men, all credit to them. They kept coming, and we didn't manage to see out the game as well as we would have liked. But we've achieved the objective, and we're going to Wembley.
Richard, this was live on the BBC. We were rather hoping you might make it exciting for us.
Yeah, it was a good game to watch, I suppose, but we came into it trying to keep it tight, and make sure they didn't score, and within, I think, 15 minutes probably we were 2-0 down, so...
yeah, what did that feel like?
It just certainly wasn't the plan, it wasn't what we were thinking was going to happen, and but we never started, we never started playing at all, so we deserved it, and thankfully after that we picked up, kept the ball a little bit, and got ourselves back level, and in the end we went on to win comfortably without really killing them off, I suppose.
Games are all about turning points, and there were a couple, weren't there? The early goal, was there a push, and obviously the penalty and the dismissal?
Yeah, I think it was a penalty. I think we should have got one up at their place last week, but I think tonight was a definite penalty, and James took it brilliantly. And from then on, I think we just started to play about 10 minutes before that. We got the goal, and our confidence started to grow. And obviously, with them going down to 10 men, it opened up the pitch for us a little bit more. In the start of the second half, we dominated for a spell and got a couple of goals in front.
And for all your years in football, Richard, for you personally, what a moment, a big final at last.
Yeah, it's brilliant, you know, it's something to really look forward to, and hopefully it'll end off like a really successful season.